life off of social media is great. I know who my real friends are. Like, I know who my family is. Like, since I've been off of social media, I've actually interacted with my family members. I actually text them. I actually talk to them. I actually called them. It's no interacting on social media like, oh, I like your post, I'm laughing at it, haha. Like, no, we actually have real conversations. Hey everybody, welcome. I'm so excited to have 1100 of you here. Like, last week we were celebrating 100 subscribers. We went out for dinner, and this week we're at 1100, and we're like, whoa, we didn't expect that. Like, we didn't plan to celebrate again so soon. So we're trying to figure out how we should celebrate, because you really have to celebrate the small wins, and enjoy every step of the process. So yeah, I just want to welcome anybody who's new here to the community. We're so happy to have you here, and we really hope that this is a place where you feel safe, you feel comfortable, and you're able to really like seek God and learn how to live for God. But I do want to also put a disclaimer out there that I am not a prophet. I am not an apostle. I am just someone who was called to share things that I've learned as I'm on my own journey of growing with God. So please don't put me on a pedestal. Please don't put me up there with Jesus, because I am a human. I will make mistakes. I will tell you that right now. I know that for a fact. I will make a mistake. So I want you to just have grace with me, and the same compassion and love that I talk about in all my videos. So today's topic is going to be about how we have made social media our idol. And if you're thinking, no, I haven't, not really, you probably have, okay? And we're going to discuss a little bit later, like how you can know if you've made social media your idol. But first, y'all know I like to start off with a verse. So I want to start off with Colossians 3:5, which says, "Put to death, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature, sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires, and greed, which is idolatry." So I wanted to start off with this verse because it lists out things that are associated with who we are as human beings. So sexual immorality, in case you didn't hear me the first time, impurity, lust, evil desires, and greed. And I feel like social media can be like idolized because in a way it perpetuates all of these things. Like, when you go on social media, what do you see? People promoting sex before marriage, people promoting sex outside of marriage, people promoting sex just period. You see a lot of like nakedness, like a lot of nakedness, which is like a little bit of the impurity part. And I'm not even talking about just women. Like, there's men on social media as well being naked. There's family channels or mom channels that are promoting like basically the perversion of their own children. Like, social media is really a wild place. It also perpetuates lust because you have this constant push of beautiful people, half naked people, twerking people, people just doing like things that wasn't necessarily the norm. I feel like back in the day, like, even though, for example, Freaknik existed in the 90s, right? But we're just now seeing videos of it. Like, it's just now resurfacing, like, what, 40 years later? Whoa, my math is off. Like 30 years later. And people who lived during that time period, everything wasn't so publicized. But now things are so publicized, so sexualized, and I just feel like social media perpetuates all of that. So back down the list, evil desires, like, we are no longer focusing on seeking God, but instead we're trying to chase the material things of this world. We're trying to chase the popularity, the fame, the validation, the attention, and greed. Because we see everybody else have these things, we want it ourselves. And so we no longer are content with whatever we have. We want what everybody else has. So I thought this was the perfect verse to open up this today's video. So, the Bible has a lot of verses that speak against idolatry. And Jonah 2:8 is another one that says, those who cling to worthless idols turn away from God's love for them. So you put anything above God, you're turning away from God's love. And I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like a mighty scary thing. Exodus 24 says, you shall not make for yourself an idol or any likeness of what is in heaven above or on earth beneath or in the water under earth. Now, this one was a pretty interesting verse because it says in the water under the earth. Y'all know mermaids and stuff, they say they inhabit under the very, very bottom of the sea. So I thought that was just a cool little verse because it also speaks to the idols, but then it's a little tidbit, if you're on that side of TikTok or on that side of YouTube where you see the videos about mermaids. I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Anyways, so let's assess whether you're guilty like me of making social media your idol. The first thing, do you check your accounts first thing in the morning or at night? And I know for me, ever since this channel has started growing, I do wake up and I'm checking and I'm trying to respond to comments. And when I go to sleep, I'm looking and I'm trying to respond to comments. And in a way, I have definitely put this above God first thing in the morning. Yes, I pray when I wake up, but I also roll over and get on my phone, And so I want to really refocus and stop doing that and instead use that time to really worship, not just do a little not lazy, but a little prayer and then, okay, I could get on my phone now. No, I really want to spend more time with God. For me, I typically spend time with God at work, which there's nothing wrong with that either. I do get my daily dose of God. However, I think it's even better to start your day off with God. So that's something that I want to work on. Number 2 is social media gets in the way of your personal time with God. So outside of waking up or going to sleep and getting on your phone, but throughout the day, if you catch yourself scrolling, but you get that that thought oh, I should go pray, or oh, I should go read the Bible, but instead you find yourself continuing to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and then next thing you know is 2-3 hours later, yeah, you've made social media your idol. You just find yourself scrolling so much and you don't notice how much time has slipped away. And now you feel like you don't have any time because you got to do all the things that you said you were going to do. And so now you're pushing back your time with God and it just throws everything off. Third thing is you run to social media to seek validation or vent to people instead of running to God. So I know everybody has that one follower, at least that one follower, and you always know what's going on in their life. When they're arguing with their partner, when they're depressed, when they're mad, when they're sad, every emotion that person is going through because they put it on social media. I am against that, strictly against that. I don't think social media is a place for venting or trauma dumping, and to an extent I'm lenient. I have different opinions on trauma dumping because sometimes it can be helpful depending on the circumstance. It can be helpful to someone else in that situation. However, continuously just coming onto social media to be negative is no, I disagree with that. And in regards to seeking validation, you find yourself trying to post other people, or you find yourself trying to be like other people on social media, trying to dress like other people on social media just so you can get that love or those likes, those comments. And it really does become an addiction, but it basically just encourages you to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep posting and keep doing crazier things or keep doing more risky things that aren't really who you are. And that brings me to my other point, which is that one, social media isn't real. We all know this. I'm sure you've seen the videos floating around on YouTube talking about how a lot of these influencers are living not even paycheck to paycheck, but they don't even have money for real. Like, they're buying things, taking it right back to the store, or they are opening a bunch of lines of credit just to go into more debt, and then they can't afford to keep up with it. Like, social media isn't real. Most of what you see isn't real. Now, I won't be a hater and say that some people aren't living that lifestyle for real, because I know that. But I also know some people in real life who are really struggling to get by, but are on a flight every couple of months, but don't have their own place, don't have their own car, literally are struggling to get by, but they are, taking a trip. And maybe that's what's important to them. So who am I to judge? But I just want you to know, if you feel behind in life, that you can't go off of what you see on social media. The second thing is social media will, I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but it will cause you to have opinions or thoughts or wants that aren't even your own, because you're being influenced like 90% of the time when you're on these apps. So like, you will see something and think, I want that, but do you really want it? Or is it just being influenced? Are you being influenced? Like, is it being pushed to you in a way that would make you want it? And same with like opinions. I remember when I was 21, I thought that I was supposed to have a man who was making $1 million a year, and he, y'all, I was just so far gone. I don't even, I was so far gone, but I thought I was supposed to have a man that was making $1 million a year. He can take me out to Michelin star or Michelin restaurant every week, and we're going to go on 8 vacations a year. Mind you, I couldn't do any of this for myself. And that was what social media was pushing to my generation or to my age group. You guys deserve this. This is what you can get. This is what you should have or what you should get. And if your man isn't doing that, then he's trash and you need to get rid of him. It's all garbage. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of them are not even living that life. So you have to be very careful on what you allow to filter through your brain, because you'll start adopting some of these ideologies that are not your own. And now you're living in this false reality that is probably keeping you poor and keeping you alone in isolation from friends, family, relationships, whatever. So be careful. And I also wanted to talk about how I've seen a lot of Christian content creators also fall into this trap of performative like Christianity for social media, just so they can get followers and endorsements and likes. And I just want to encourage anybody who's on this path to just really you need to stay close to God so he can keep you on the straight and narrow path and keep you on, keep your eyes and keep your, not even your eyes, but keep your heart focused on him, so that you're not a victim to these things that we talked about earlier, like greed, lust, impurity, evil desires, all of that. Because again, all of these things are idolatry, because a lot of the times we can put these things before God. And I also want to touch on 2 more things. 1, check your influence. So the people you follow, the accounts you engage with, the things you like, you need to really check and see if that reflects the person that you want to become. So for me personally, when I went through a social media detox, I definitely went through and unfollowed a lot of people. I went through and I started searching different things so that my algorithm could change, because what I was seeing on my accounts did not reflect the person that I wanted to become. So definitely check your influence, clear it out, do a social media clean out, essentially a spring cleaning of your accounts, so that the content you see is more reflective or indicative of the person that you would like to become. And then finally, take a break. It is okay to take a break from social media so that you can come back to ground zero. I will never forget the first time that I went 7 days, no YouTube. That was life-changing for me, because I'm somebody, let me tell you, I'm really on YouTube, okay? I have multiple accounts. I am everywhere. Okay, I love YouTube. And so when I went 7 days without YouTube, I was like, wow, I actually do have a lot of time, but I'm wasting it. And same thing for Instagram, because I used to be that person on Instagram all day, every single day. And when I went on a 30-day cleanse or detox, whatever you want to call it, from Instagram, again, I was like, wow, I have so much time. Like, I was able to get to know myself, get to know my own thoughts, get to know, like, wow, I'm easily influenced, or I don't even like this stuff. Why did I buy this? Like, it really clears everything out, and it allows for you to come back to yourself, and it allows for God, or for you to go back to God. So I really would like to encourage you to take a break if this video resonates with you. If you're feeling convicted, you definitely should take a break. But if you're ambitious, I would suggest going for a 30-day break. No social media for 30 days. And if you like to take things slow, or you're more realistic with like things, then start with one day a week, and each week just progress. So the next week you'll do 2 days, the following week you'll do 3, and then keep going like that, 4, 5, 6, 7, until you build up to like a full week, and you're able to go a full week without social media. And I already briefly touched on the benefit of this, but I'll say it again, like, life off of social media is great. I know who my real friends are. Like, I know who my family is. Like, since I've been off of social media, I've actually interacted with my family members. I actually text them. I actually talk to them. I actually called them. It's no interacting on social media like, oh, I like your post, I'm laughing at it, haha. Like, no, we actually have real conversations. And same thing goes for my friends. We have real conversations. So I encourage you to get off of social media and touch some grass and go pray, and let me know how it goes. Let me know in the comments if you're going to commit to at least 1 day or 30 days if you're ambitious, go you, of no social media. And I want to hear about how it goes, how it feels. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, thank you again for 1,000 subscribers. We're so happy to have you here, and we will see you guys on Monday. Bye.